Hey Zellivers, this is SuperZombGBBQ, and well, that was a PCC and a half. It really wasn't that strenuous, but it's definitely time to chillax. I'm in a hoodie, I'm relaxing because I'm going to level up some cards with you right now. But first of all, we have a business to get out of the way, and that is that we got a really awesome King of the Ring awards last night. You actually may be able to see it already, but I'm going to just let the video do the talking. I'm going to segue out, and it's just going to show the legendary King of the Ring awards we got. And yeah, it is awesome and a fantastic reward. Hopefully this can continue, because if I get another one of those, it'll be an amazing card. But first of all, here's our legendary King of the Ring awards from last night during the stream that we had for PCC Undertaker. Hope you like it, guys. But I wanted to get King of the Ring sorted because we've got some King of the Ring awards to get sorted, and it was against bots again, so I'm not really going to cover off too much. They suck, basically. All you need to do is basically energize every game and you win.
Yep.
So I think the most important thing we're going to have to look at is the fact we're going to get a legendary and an epic. So I need to ask everyone, who am I going to get?
Legendary Eve.
You're going to get Legendary Eve?
Yeah, that's what
Epic
I got.
Barrett.
Epic Barrett, okay. Right. Spark?
Yes.
Did you just say, what, did you just give yours?
What? No. What?
What? What?
What?
What? Well, let's claim the rewards and see who we can get. I would prefer a DIVA, but I'll take another pro.
Oh, you're getting
Please
two
let it be
superstar
shit.
singles.
Please let it be shit.
You're gonna get two superstar singles.
Listen. The first King of the Ring I got was a Jack Swagger, so it can't get any worse than that.
Oh, you're gonna get.
I know who it's going to be.
Who? Hello, peasants.
I got to see the Dudleys come back. You mad?
The soundboards
Don't
are
joke.
back. The soundboards are back.
Well, yeah, as obviously my news yesterday, you now know why I've been so busy and been away.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
But, touch wood, hopefully service has resumed as normal now.
Service has resumed. So we're gonna. Oh fucking hell! We've got 189 people watching. This is ridiculous.
Go to bed, people.
No, stay awake, stay awake.
Bank holiday
You'll
Monday.
all be mine forever. By watching this stream, I'm trapping you secretly. So yeah, let's get this out the way. Claim rewards. Let's just show you contenders bracket because hey, it's good to do so. We had Chowder Loba. Oh, this is awesome. Look at the name of that bot. Ruffle Stumper. That's amazing. Ruffle Stumper. So I'm going to say it's going to be a Mal Pro. Yeah, let's just get it. Okay. Random legendary card, random epic card. Please be someone good. It's shining. Oh!
Hey,
God damn it.
Yeah!
very nice.
It's not shit.
Boo! Boo!
Wait a second.
Yeah, he didn't get Kofi.
It's
Down
not legendary
Peach.
Page, it's legendary
Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Oh god.
What's up, Ash?
Damn, my first diva. Oh, and Kobe. I couldn't give a shit.
Oh shit, you did get Kofi.
Dude, Dave
Gilly,
Rock.
don't say it. Don't say it, Gilly.
Dave Rocks.
hey,
Don't say it.
Damn.
what?
You know what? Don't say it.
I'm
I
pumped.
ain't said anything.
We'll leave that for Edward, but sorry, Neckward, he's not here.
Backward. Oh god.
It's been a while. What can I say? I've missed saying it.
Yeah, you've got a lot to catch up on, Pete.
I have.
Nice. I'm
You might want to rethink saying it then, bitch.
Oh.
It's Ed.
He's back.
Feeling pretty swag right now. Oh yeah. That page is an amazing card, and it's going to make a huge difference if I can get the pro of it, which obviously is going to be amazing. Now, I apologise if I come across over a little bit tired. Obviously, in the UK, PCC, just to let you know, ends at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I've not been able to sleep all that much, so I'm looking a little bit like worse for wear, that kind of stuff. So, tell you what we're going to do is we're going to actually go play some exhibition. I've actually leveled up my deck a little bit. Leveled down my deck, sorry, so I've got Page and Undertaker in there. I would have done a little bit of leveling myself, So we've already got the Undertaker up to plus 10 matches on toughness, and we're just going to hopefully, he's been doing really well with agility and the ability. And usually that's the hardest thing to level because it's so random. With the legendaries, it's a lot easier than epics. I mean, when I was on holiday and I was actually leveling up Naomi, it was an absolute ball ache to be able to level up that card. So we're going to level up the Undertaker and we're going to level up Paige during this video. Let's go for Frodus. I've got my list of people that I go after in Legendary tier because I don't actually need to go after the big guys. If you want to see that, then there's actually a video in the description. It's already getting mega views, so it's definitely worth checking out. And it's something that I'm actually now going to do because of the reception every PCC, which is going to be constantly looking at basically trying to play the best decks in the game and trying to get a 15 to 10 minimum ratio of wins. Back in a Survivor tier when they had the Survivor Fusions, I actually managed to go on an undefeated streak against the best decks in the game, but wasn't able to do it this time. So now comes the first hurdle. Now I probably need to level up Undertaker more than need to level up Paige. So what I'm going to do is I am going to throw in Naomi, and that's going to mean I will get the win there because I know this guy's deck is very, very, very limited. Although it's nice proc from Undertaker there. I know some people choose their tokens. Now, obviously choosing tokens on the card is going to be the next thing to discuss because that's going to be my next point is, you know, where do I place the tokens on my Undertaker card to get the best out of it? I think we'll have a look at that. We may even potentially get a legendary pull. Talking about legendary cards, I'm a law unto myself. Let's be honest. I said to myself after the last big pack opening I did that I wasn't going to open any more packs, and then the packs went on sale this morning, and I was like, I'll give it a go. I got myself about 5, and yeah, I'll show you in a second, but it was it's pretty rigged, but I got myself 5 packs just purely because I thought, you know what, sod it. Still got credits left over from the Apple refund that I got, so I thought I'll do it. I'll just get myself some packs, and they are actually on sale now. If you are actually trying to get into Ring Domination, if you've just got the Undertaker and you want to give it that shot to get into Legendary tier, me personally, I would wait unless you are literally on the crack. If you in your thinkings, because to have a legendary deck in exhibition, you need to have an Epic Pro Diva and 3 Epic Superstar Pros. Fully leveled, fully maxed, fully trained, everything. Okay, so if you're thinking about the leveling side of things to get into legendary in Ring Domination, it's actually a really different scale. And see, I think they're going to actually require a bit more, and there are reasons they've put this epic pack on sale because they know people are now going to be pushing to try and get themselves into the Ring Domination tier to get that Undertaker card. So this is the best opportunity you've got today to get the packs, to be able to get it. But I will warn you, legendaries are not easy to come by. I can't give you an example of that because what happened with me earlier on is just completely rigged. Although they're not the best cards, but they are legendary still. One of the cards is one of actually probably around about, I think it's the top 10. I think it's a top 10 card. But yeah, I'll show you really, really soon. I'm actually looking for a legendary pull because my last legendary pull was, of course, that legendary speed enhancement. Boo-hoo. Unfortunately, that does count as your pull. We just got to get over it. I'm hoping that the developers of the game change that very soon because the amount of people trying to avoid the top 200. I mean, we're talking Survivor and WrestleMania tier. People were trying to get into the top 200. Now people are trying to avoid the top 200. I think it was something stupid like a 5 or 10 point difference between rank 200 and rank 400 in the end. And that shouldn't happen. That's just a bit. That smells funny to me. Someone's not thought the rewards through properly, but I don't work for Cat Daddy. If I did, I'd probably make them a hell of a lot more money. Let's put it that way. Not putting myself over there at all. Not at all. Okay. So we got a toughest charisma match with the Undertaker, or as Ed had it last night. I actually found a bot called the Underwear Taker. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to win another match. Let's get to a reset, and then I'll show you the legendary pulls that I got, which is going to be... it's actually one makes a new pro. Well, I could say pulls, but the legendary packs that I opened. Okay, so we're going to get nothing there, so we're going to move on. Let's have a look at the leveling. So we are now into 14 matches. We're going to actually start moving up to 10. We've got 10 on the ability. Let's go on to Paige. I know Paige hasn't had as many games played yet, so we're going to be using her for leveling as well. Let's get to the reset first, then I'll show you guys the legendary pulls that I got from the packs. Okay. There we go. So we're going to have... a power and toughness match. I'm actually going to use Paige this time because it's been pretty important. Now I'm not actually using supports because I know I don't have to against the person I'm playing against. I know that sounds pretty maybe or there's a bit of audacity there, but I know who I'm playing against, and I know I don't need any kind of supports against them. This is one of the people I said in my couple of videos ago had misproded his cards, so he actually doesn't have correctly fully trained cards. He's actually got really low level cards. Okay, so there we go. Let's get the next set of pulls. Oh wow, okay, cool. Super rare dots. I actually like that picture as well. Some of the super rares and the rares, I mean, let me know in the comment section below about the rares and the super rares that you pulled that you like. I mean, I have some personal favorites, as you all know. I have a personal feeling for Adam Rose, the rare Adam Rose, because I think it's an awesome card. But also the super rare Undertaker. Some of the super rare cards and the rare cards are actually some of the best cards in the game in terms of design. So that's actually a really awesome pull. I like that a lot. It's actually nice to have a decent pull. But I'm now going to show you the cards that I got. So I decided to get myself a few packs. Here's my legendary stop sign, which I got from PCC last night, by the way. If we go to legendary, and I'll go to normal cards, there's my list of pros that I've got so far. So I have Rock Triple H, Orton, Ryback, Goldust, Miz, and 2 swag bags. I always call it a swag bag. Plus got the Undertaker there. Now I've got a list of other really awesome cards going forward in terms of legendaries. I've got fully leveled up, but I haven't trained them. Shawn Michaels, Cena, Brock, Rollins, Bryan, Edge. I'm actually surprised. We've got Ultimate Warrior here. And he's actually only just above Paige in total stats, which I'm surprised. I thought Ultimate Warrior would be like way up the top, but okay. I'm actually surprised. Well, he procs in power and speed. I would have expected power and charisma, but hey ho. So with that in mind, here's the first card that I pulled from the packs, and that was a Booker T. Now that gives me another pro, which is awesome, and means that by the end of Ring Domination, I might actually have depending on whether they've kept the slots the same. We don't know that, but he is a very high up card in the legendary tier, mainly because his speed is actually quite important. I mean, if you have a look at their speed and charisma, he's actually got more charisma than Ultimate Warrior. And overall, between the two stats, he's actually got better stats in speed and charisma than the Ultimate Warrior has. He's not the fastest card in the world, let's be honest. But he does have decent toughness, he's got okay power. Overall, he's a good card, and he procs in speed and charisma, something which I don't have yet, which is going to be good to use, and something I actually think I could use in my exhibition deck. So he's one to pick up, and then we move on, and then we get to the bottom end of the pulls. Yeah, I pulled myself another Jack Swagger, and it was at that point, because I was okay with Ryback, because right back's a down arrow, and I could do with a down arrow pro, but I don't have any down arrows, so yeah. But yeah. Basically, Jack Swagger is the pits of the pits. So if you get him, fantastic. Use him, utilize him. But my God, he is not the best to run. Although I will say this, he does have higher toughness than right back, so he is useless in that regard. If you, he's not useless in that regard, and he actually could be useful in exhibition. If you don't have someone like Brock Lesnar, who is just infinitely better. I mean, just look at the people who are better than him. Like Goldust. My Goldust is better than Jack Swagger. Hey ho. I could do it for Stardust. That Stardust card actually. That Stardust card's pretty awesome. So yeah, those are the legendary cards I have so far. I got myself a Swagger, I got myself a Ryback, and a Booker T from the most recent pack openings. I'd strongly recommend that now is the time to be able to get the packs if you're going for that legendary Ring Domination Undertaker to tie in with the PCC Undertaker. If you're not, I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you're trying to level up and get to Epic or Legendary tier, because it's very difficult. You don't get the same luck I just had, where I opened 5 packs, and 5 packs for the five-time champion, which gave me 3 epics, so 3 legendaries and 2 epics. So, and actually, or even better, the epics were Shawn Michaels and The Rock, who are the best other than Stone Cold Steve Austin in the tier. So that's pretty awesome. So if you are looking to level up, it's definitely worth doing, especially whilst they're on sale. But it's hard to get legendaries, so don't just expect to pull a legendary Rock straight away. And this is where everyone in the comments is going to say, yeah, I took your advice and I got a legendary Rock straight away. And I'm just going to be pie-faced as usual. Cool, so let's get back into exhibition. I'm actually going to go after the Rock again, see if we can level up some more cards. Enter a King of the Ring later, actually. I think I'm actually enter a King of the Ring now whilst we're on video. So you guys can see the King of the Ring deck that I'm probably going to be using. Let's go for... I'll use Naomi because I'm more interested in getting Undertaker up, because there is no Diva section unless, again, they have changed anything in Ring Domination, which I don't believe they have. It is likely to be the same format where you're going to have 10 cards and your 10 best cards go in the deck, and you can change them around if you want to. It's actually going to give me the ability to level up Paige instead anyway, so I'm not going to have to worry too much about that. I was actually going to be looking more towards leveling up Undertaker. I take off the Undertaker as my avatar soon. I love that Undertaker avatar though. It's awesome. It's great for PCC, because especially when you're like doing what I did, which is basically I kind of crept up and just got myself into rank 28. Yeah, you end up, it's the best way of saying it, kind of looking like you're a threat as such. Okay, cool. Here we go. Power and speed. I'm going to use Randall Orton. Rando. Not that it makes a difference, because this guy's deck is terrible. Power and charisma. There you go. I'm happy with that. Although he's going to win quite easily. Actually, he might not win. He might not win. Is he going to win? No, we're going to win. Nice. Okay. That's a shame they didn't give me a Diva match. I could have trained up Paige at the same time. I have to train some of our cards away very soon. There we go. Cool. So let's see if we can get another reset. Again, I am due a legendary pull at some point in the next 200 games. And I believe the same tactic still works. You can bump yourself up a tier. If let's say you're in Legendary and you bump yourself to Legendary Plus, if you grind a few games in PCC at a lower level, you can grind yourself up to bump yourself up to Legendary Plus. Then you do actually potentially pull when you're the best way of saying it. Back in WrestleMania Survivor tier, you could bump yourself up a tier and give yourself your pull automatically once you played enough games. With this, you actually, I believe it still works. It's still something, because that's what happened with my Legendary Speed Enhancement. I bumped myself up to Legendary Plus Plus, got my Legendary Speed Enhancement, and then proceeded to destroy the entire house in complete frustration. Because that sucks. Also, because we've been talking about cards and whatnot, super rares and rares, talk to me about enhancements. I mean, I've told you about my personal view on them, which I think they're absolutely terrible, and they make no difference to the game, and it just shows you when everyone's trying to avoid the top 200 because they would get a speed enhancement, which makes no difference to them and actually doesn't affect anyone at all. It literally works for 10 games. Did you get yourself a reset, which was for your tier? I had a lot of people talking to me on Twitter, and it's always worth. I know that, you know, there is the old saying that you can't really change anything, that it's down to the developers to change it. But if you actually tag me in on something on Twitter, I'll actually tag in the developers. Well, not developers, but SuperCard game community manager Brad. Hopefully he listens and passes on to the developer. Just remember that Game Dad Danon, and because you may know them on Twitter, and Brad can do nothing other than pass on our messages. At the end of the day, if the developer doesn't want to do anything about it, that's not their fault. They are just community managers. What they do is a completely different issue, but yes, they are just community managers. And to be honest with you, Game Dad Danon is actually more NBA based. He is not based on SuperCard really at all anymore, although he does have a lot of dealings with it, I believe. He's not running the community, and he doesn't have any direct involvement from what I understand. Oh, Nasty Boy Brian Knobs, nice. I like Jerry Sags better, but hey ho. This is important for leveling up, by the way, just purely because I'm rambling on and talking about stuff. But yeah, just to clarify, leave details in the comments below, and also hit me up on Twitter with any of your screenshots of you pulling an enhancement in your tier. Accompany those enhancement pulls with a picture of a computer screen going out of a window. I don't blame you at all, or a smashed phone, because honestly, I was close to doing that. It was that ridiculous. Leveling up again, F5 from Brock Lesnar on my Undertaker. Shades of WrestleMania 30. Okay, so maybe we get another reset. Oh, we're going to have a reset. I reached the card limit. So I'm going to leave my training there. I'm actually going to train it up. I will show you all the full stats of Undertaker once he's been leveled. Let's talk just before I go around tokens, because a lot of people ask me to do this, and I put some power and speed bonuses on him already, so that's the reason why his stats are a little bit OP than what they should be. So let's talk about tokens. So I've got 4 tokens here that I could put on. Now what you got to understand is that when you get a token increase, you need to basically relate to the benefit of how good the stat is in each section. So for example, if I put a token in power, I'm going to get a plus 13 boost. If I play 10 games in power and toughness, I'm going to get a plus 13 boost. I believe I'll get the same if I do it in charisma. But because speed is his lowest stat, speed is only going to be a plus 12 boost. So you've got a couple of options here. Now obviously you can look at the proc, and the proc is important. Now remember, you get a small individual boost up, so you actually get an increase in your overall rating and points ranking for your specific stats you've actually put the tokens on when you pro the card. So it will end up looking a lot more powerful than what it looks like right now. In fact, the tokens you do at the end are pretty much useless. They just give you a couple of extra points at the end. But the ones before you pro the card are the most important. Now with Undertaker, you've got a couple of different options. Because if we were just to do some very, very, very simple maths, 12 plus 12 plus 12 is 36. 36 on top of 8, 33, plus you got a 36 from playing the games, is going to be 72. That means that Undertaker stats will, if you put all of his stats up, even if we just play the normal games, which would be 36, is going to be 869 as a speed amount. You increase that by another 36, then it's actually going to be over 900. in terms of overall stats. Now that would obviously look very good on a very level card, and if you put another one on the charisma, or maybe level them out, speed and charisma, you actually have a really decent overall card. And 36 points on power, it's even more, 39 points on power, and 39 points in toughness and charisma is actually going to boost them stats up even more. So it's actually potentially going to give you a really, really good average card if you put in speed and charisma. But you've got to bear in mind that this is a card that is going to be one of the best cards in the game. And for the time being, it's not really going to benefit you to put all of your chips on the Tombstone ability if you've been one of the lucky ones to get this card, because it's only going to proc 33% of the time, unless you've got like a card like Brock Lesnar, or I don't know, and we don't know the final stats of what Undertaker's going to be. He may be way in excess of any other card, and it's impossible without a tag to actually benefit from potentially beating Taker with a card like Cena or Brock Lesnar, for example. As it is at the moment, Undertaker doesn't really beat any epic pros, but he does beat single legendaries, so he is useful in that regard. So if I was going for the Undertaker, I would say you've got to be using... See, you could go for a 2-stat increase, and you go for power and toughness, and just put all of your chips on power and toughness, and you end up with stupidly high power and toughness. You could probably put 2 on power and 1 on toughness, and then 1 on charisma, or 1 on the proc, and you wouldn't really go too far wrong. A tactic that other people use is that they put on 1 on the weakest stat, and then put the rest on the strongest stat, which should make his toughness completely overpowered. Best thing to do is write everything down. Write down the benefit of each stat, and write down how it would actually affect against other cards, because it does get really complex. But bear in mind, if you're going for the pro version of this card, which comes with Ring Domination, honestly, the card is going to be very rare. There's not going to be many people who are going to have access to this card at all. It's not like a normal standard legendary. But if you were maybe protecting yourself against some of the better legendaries, you could completely max out in speed and charisma and completely avoid getting beaten by pretty much anyone. So that would be one tactic to use, is making sure you do not lose to anyone in any stats whatsoever when it's pro'd. And that would be to put all on speed and charisma to make sure that you avoid any potential problems there. Maybe put 3 on speed and 1 on charisma. What you could also do is benefit from the total overall stats. You could potentially put 2 on charisma, 1 on toughness, and 1 on power. When you get the second card, do something similar. Maybe put 2 on power, 1 on charisma. And that would actually mean you get a decent overall leveled card. Don't worry too much about the proc until you get to the final card. Maybe put 1 token on it, because by that point it doesn't make a huge difference. Maybe if you are that concerned about it, you could put a 1 on the proc here. But again, the likelihood of you coming up against this card is going to be very unlikely. You're probably better to maybe put 1 or 2 tokens on the ability at a later stage. Or maybe early on to get the benefit from the pro coming up, but don't put too much on there, because the proc's only going to trigger, so the ability, it's only going to trigger 33% of the time, so that's a 1 in 3 chance. That's not enough in my eyes to warrant, with a special event card like this, putting too much of your time, maybe having 270 as your proc ability, which if you go back to the legendary cards I've got Triple H here, who's 270 in power and charisma. I've got the Rock, who's 225, and I've got 270 on the RKO Randy Orton. Now what that does is it means that I'm going to win any match of power and speed. It's just 100% guaranteed. The only person who can beat this card is someone who's got a really stupidly overpowered Ultimate Warrior, but Orton is going to win any power and speed match. But with the Undertaker, again, you're going to see so little of him, and if we just have even untrained, the difference in the stats overall, let's have a look against him versus the best untrained legendary I have right now, so it's the best comparison I can give you against Shawn Michaels. His stats are over 100 better than everything apart from speed. Speed is the only one where he's kind of falling down. So you can have it as a complete legendary killer, which means that he does not have any weak stats at all. He's just got all leveled across the board. Or you could also go for just the strongest stats possible, max out power and toughness and charisma, and just hope for God that you do not get speed called at any point. Overall, I don't think you're going to have too many issues. If you spread it over power, toughness and charisma, you're probably going to end up benefiting regardless. So me personally, I would go for the power, toughness and charisma, unless you are not yet. So me personally, I would go for power, toughness and charisma. Just spread your tokens across there. Maybe stick one in the proc on one of the cards, and then level it up with the final card. Just again, get a piece of paper, write down the benefits, the total cost amount it's going to get to. Remember to try out the tokens first, because by trying out the tokens you actually get to know what the benefits are of you doing the matches as well, because it's the same benefit from the matches that you get as you would get from the tokens. So if you get a plus 12, then you're going to get a plus 12 in speed. If it's a plus 13, you're going to get a plus 13 in toughness, as you can see. But this has been SuperZombieGBBQ. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was educational of some sort to you around how to level your Undertaker card. And most importantly, don't mispro this card. Zo leave.